Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate your presence here today. My name is Maysoun Makhoul. I am a student at the Community College of Allegheny. I'm a mother of two adults. Today we could have in between the audience, and we're all together, either mother or father, either a person who never thought to have a child. And this is a subject I have talked about with a lot of people. And some of them told me people have fear bringing children to this world. It is not easy, and I agree 100%. Right, this is not easy task. This is something big responsibility, and we need to learn the best way how to raise a child to do it the right way, and to have better future, because they are our future. So they said, imagine bringing children to this world, they're smart, bright, but they can't make their own decision. They cannot decide for themselves. And why could this happen? There is something growing up in this life, and it's coming more and more, and I see it more and more these days, is called helicopter parenting. When you control your kid life and you feel like they cannot do anything on their own. They feel like they don't have any control over their life. What is helicopter parenting and why we have to stop? Today I'm gonna tell you and persuade you that helicopter parenting brings in more harm than good for their kids. I know your intention. Every parent loves their kids, but we have to think better way. We have to be smarter. I am not saying leave your kids to go on their own in life. Leave the house. Don't worry about any, think about them. No, this is very far from solution, very far from fixing this issue. And I'm going to talk about the harm first, because it's really, really effective, and we need to understand it at the first to find a solution to it. The first harm is mental health issues. Mental health issues comes from the kid will feel they cannot take a decision, they don't know who they are, they don't have the ability to decide on their own. So we have here a research, or a doctor was talking about the same subject. She's a doctor, Nicole Perry, PhD in University of Minnesota. She said children who cannot regulate their emotion and behavior effectively are more likely to act out in a classroom, to have hard time making friends, and this is normal. This is definitely a big problem, and they will struggle in school. Kids feel they never good enough. That's what caused the mental issue. They don't come normal to treat any solution or trouble, to solve any trouble in their life. They don't know how to do it. They never learn it. She also stated about their research they have done showed that children with helicopter parenting may be less able to deal with challenging demand of growing up, especially with navigating the complex and school environment. We have other idea. It's the harm number 2. I'm going to call them harm because they are lack of life skill, no experience with problem solving. How they're going to learn how to solve a problem if we are going to put them in a box and take care of them, do everything for them, solve any trouble could face them when they're young, when they go out of the box, and they have to go out of the box. What they can do, what they are going to, how they learn to decide, how they learn to face the world. And we all know what this world looks like these days. The University of Michigan, they did a survey in the Children's Hospital, conducted survey, gathering information and questioned 1,000 teenager parents. They said the results suggested that today teenagers have less autonomy than previous generation, the previous the generation who used to regularly walk to school, and they used to work part-time sometimes, and they used to visit their friend without adult supervision. That's the normal life. That's the person who growing, knowing how to deal with anything face him in his life and decide for himself. The harm number 3, it is going to be loss of identity. The kids has the helicopter parenting, they have a lot of pressure on their life. I have a kid and I am a Uber driver as a side business or side job for myself. I drove kid from the college, he's a sophomore college student. I was telling him, how are you doing in school? We're just chatting nicely about school. He sadly confessed to me something stuck to me very, very bad. He said, I am not studying what I like. I don't like what I'm studying. I am doing this because my parents want me to be a doctor. This is trouble. How can we deal with this issue and why we're doing this? Why parents doing this? Why we have to have a doctor? Not a successful doctor, could be educated. If we're looking for an educated person, yes, he might graduate from college, but how we are going to have that doctor treat us? And there is a psychologist, her name is Madeline Levine, wrote in her book, parents who persistently fall on the side of the intervening with the child. They interfere with most important task of childhood. This is an important point. They interfere with the most important task of the childhood in the childhood and adolescence. The development. I'm sorry. The development of sense of self. They are interfering with them to know who they are. What's their personality? They're not going to build personality if they don't grow up with self-support, self-vision. They can see and decide, and this is what we're going to do to identify the problem. We need to know why this is happening. Why kids do that? I mean, parents do that. The Dr. Phil McGraw, he has a very important video on YouTube videos, and the episode I'm talking about is 443. Dr. McGraw said, you are not just raising a child, you are raising an adult. And everything you do today impacts what kind of adult the child will become. You are building a future. This is very important word. I love the saying. And the question here, why we do this? We did it, and we don't know how to do other way. But why are we doing it? We're doing it because we are afraid. We want it to be pride of our kids and wanted to control because we are thinking we know more. Imagine how many I said in this article. We need to know how our kids think. We need to know what they want. And this is what grows it. We working on theirs and raising them, but we focus on ourselves, what we want. This is not the right way. Also, why parents do that? We are thinking we're helping them. We're thinking we're raising them the right way because we are spoiling them. And I don't think spoiling the kid is a good way because that's what it's going to come. It's going to be something they can't control, but you are controlling, and you're doing it for yourself. I have a table Dr. Laura Demir created about the parenting ideas or parenting skills and how it is affecting their personality. It's very important. I gave you the handout paper. It's in there if you want to keep it and take a look at it later. It's very important. Dr. Laura Demir also says about this. It's very important to focus on the connection between the way how to raise a child and the effect on their personality. So we're going to go back, and the good news here is we can solve this issue. We can take care of this, and we have to start from ourselves. First thing, we need to learn how to encourage autonomy, encourage them to take decision, let the kids make a choice. Even small choice will make difference. School, classes, friends, any small stuff will make them grow, learning how to take decision. The other one, coach, don't control. Ask them questions. What do you do if you were in this situation? How can you solve this? Why this is happening? And other stuff, be authoritative and lovable. Like, you need to love them, yes, but use that way to be in situation where they can decide. They learn how to decide. The third, actually the fifth solution is to ask for help. We might look at ourselves and say, I don't know how to do it a different way. I am mom and dad, and we have to take care of him and do everything. I don't want him to struggle. I don't want to see him having a hard time dealing with this stuff. But we can seek help. We can ask psychologists. We can go and learn from community. And this is where comes the controlling and the support. We need to think about it this way. Controlling is start with love, but end with anxiety. And today's technology will do a lot of thinking for us, but do not take the rest. Because if we do the rest, what will we leave for them? Technology in the other side, and we are in the other side, and doing everything to make them comfortable. What we left for them? Raise strong, capable adults. At the same time, good parenting is not about choosing for the child. It's about letting them take care of themselves. And here saying, I would love to end with, because good parenting isn't about choosing the path for the child. It's about how to teach them and help them to walk it on their own. And thank you for being here. I really appreciate your time. I hope I did my best, and I hope I convinced you. Helicopter parenting is not the good way to raise a child. It do harm more than it do good. Thank you. I appreciate your presence.